and welcome to Experience Share. It's a Pokemon podcast starring me, Carvana, aka
Carvana.
My wife and I literally just bought a used car from an app on our phones called Carvana. It's the exact same name.
No way.
Yeah.
Your joke is real?
Yeah, it's real. So anyway.
Shit, you're right.
aka Tanner Greenring. And I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Hariyamash, aka Joshua Fjellstead. And Josh, this week we have a guest.
Oh, who is it?
Welcome to the show, Linula.
Okay, yeah, Linoon. I've never known how to say that one.
Fionnuala, welcome.
Welcome.
From Bandwagons, the podcast. And voice of Ireland, representing a nation.
We're international now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me and for giving me such a decent nickname with such a hard name to work with. I really appreciate it.
There was some options. Wingula was in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. I like Wingula. Yeah.
Especially because you have a Pelipper.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very apt. Very apt.
I did have to look up how to pronounce Linoon. It seems like the consensus is it's Linoon.
I would have said Linoon then, so I'm glad you did that research because I would have been very much Team Linoon, but I hate that Pokemon anyway.
I do after this leg. There were so many on that route.
Oh!
119 and 120.
No.
Killed 1 billion of them. Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah.
It's Pokemon Podcast. Last week we took on Daddy and we crushed him in Petalburg City. And now we have the ability to surf like water spirits dancing across the waves.
Oh, beautiful.
We can finally leave the mainland without the help of Mr. Briny and Pico, his awful little bird.
Good riddance.
So they're free to do whatever disgusting things they do in their little house together. Now we can surf.
Oh.
And we start this leg of the journey by surfing south from Petalburg City towards Route 104 through 109, which is that long-ass water journey that takes us from Petalburg past Dewford Town, past the sunken boat.
Oh, my God.
All the way to Slateport City.
Can I tell you something, Tanner and Fionnuala?
Yeah.
Yes, this is a safe space.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all.
I didn't do it either. Thank God you said it, because I didn't do it either. I was like, please don't bring this up.
What do you mean? How else did you get to...
We were up at Mauville because we had just done New Mauville. So I just went east immediately. I went to that beach on Route 118.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't do the boat or anything?
No, I know about the boat.
I thought about doing the boat. I was in Slateport, I think, or wherever, and I went down to try and do it. And then I realized that the mon in the water were of a much higher level than mine. So I was like, I'm not ready for this. So I was like, I'll leave the boat and I'll come back. But okay, thank God. Josh has saved me here from exposing myself as a terrible guest.
Well, I did it, and I'll tell you about it. You get a sneak preview of it when you take Mr. Briny's boat down. But it's essentially just a water route.
So this is the route that Mr. Briny's boat travels, but you just surfed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You go down, you can revisit Dewford Town, which I did because I had to plumb the depths of Granite Cave. Can I tell you guys a story?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got all my Pokemon to level 40 pretty early in the week this week.
Humble brag.
Set aside some time to go hunting for a magnet in New Mauville, which are randomly held by wild Magnemites.
And that empowers electric moves.
Yep. So I taught Gardevoir Thief, and I went down there and killed a bunch of Magnemites and got a magnet, and then came back up, and then while I was surfing past Dewford Town, I went into Granite Cave to beat up a bunch of Abras to try to steal a Twisted Spoon from them.
Oh, rude.
And I did it whenever I had a free moment. I would just sit and go and grind in the cave and try to steal a Twisted Spoon from Abra, and was just having no luck. Because Abra's appearance rate in that cave is pretty low. And the chance that they have the spoon is even lower.
I think it's only a 5% chance, and that's on top of the 10% chance that an Abra shows up.
Yeah.
So it's bad.
I thought I was having really bad luck, and I looked it up online, and someone was like, oh, the key thing to make sure is make sure your Pokemon with Thief is not already holding an item.
Oh.
and I went and looked, and Gardevoir was still holding the fucking magnet that it stole off of a Magnemite.
Oh my god.
And it was within, I would say, 10 minutes after I took the magnet away from Gardevoir, I got a Twisted Spoon from an Abra. It was like 5 hours of work.
Oof.
It was brutal.
Played yourself.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Played yourself.
And then since you guys didn't do this, I have another segment for this this leg of the journey, but since you guys didn't do it, I have to send you an image from Bulbapedia because you didn't see this disgusting man.
One of the most terrifying phrases that I have in my life now is when Tanner says, "Let me send you this image."
Yeah.
You just... the spectrum of what it could be is just so wild.
The image I just sent you is my trainer Danger for this week.
I don't think my eyes are prepared for this.
Oh, Trainer Danger.
It's Swimmer David. Are you looking at it?
Oh my god, that man's thighs.
Is he gonna crush us with them?
Look at this, like, aggressively deep squat. Like, it looks like he's, like, dropping it on the dance floor, you know?
Oh my god.
That is a fat-bottomed man.
Yeah. And then, like, a twink body. Wow. He's gotta do his squats.
It's so aggressive, and it's just like, I'm just trying to fucking get to Slateport City. Why are you, like, coming at me with this, like, fat bottom, Swimmer David? Get out of my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a swimming pose.
It's not a swimming pose, right?
No.
Yeah, that would not keep you afloat in the water, and it would not assist you if you were in some kind of danger in the water, I would imagine. So
No.
I'm not sure about that title of his at all.
And he's got this snide look on his face, too. Like, it looks like he's talking shit about everyone else in the water.
Yeah.
God.
Well, I won't talk too much about Abandoned Boat then, because neither of you did it, but...
Well, Abandoned Ship, I remember from Omega Ruby, you need dive to access it, so I just didn't bother going there, because I think we get dive in Moss Deep, which is where we'll be next gym. Because can you access any of it without dive?
Yeah, there's a lot to do there. You can take on some trainers and get some cool stuff, but you find a guy and he's like, please find me this, like, secret code, and there's just nowhere to find it, so that must be what I'm missing, HM dive.
Well, I wish Swimmer David would take a dive and never come back.
Ugh, me too. Aggressive. Okay, so if you guys didn't do any of the game this week, what did you do?
There was so much more game. I don't even know how you had time to go over there.
Truly, yeah, that was such a long detour. Like, we were in and getting shit done. I don't know about you. We weren't pissing around in caves looking for cutlery. We were putting in work.
Yeah.
And I was ready to take on Winona and everything else in between.
It was good training. There's a lot of, like, high-level mon, to your point, Fionnuala, in that route 104 through 109.
That would have helped. Because I like, did not have my Pokemon all to level 40 until, like, the night before we actually battled.
Yeah.
And that's partially because, as I go into in our level check segment later, I was raising, like, 30 or 40 Lotad babies. And then also getting the champion Lotad to level 40 also. I also discovered that you can re-battle trainers randomly, which I didn't know was a thing because, you know, you can't get phone calls anymore, like in Gen 2. And so...
Thank God.
And also, yes, thank God. But I thought because of that, there was no opportunity to re-battle folks you had already fought. And then I randomly, when I was biking around outside the daycare center, hit A on, like, one of the trainers out there, and they were like, oh, let's battle again. And then I checked out my PokéNav because that's where the phone call used to be. And it's got trainer's eyes, which I didn't know about, and it just tells you trainers across the whole region that you could fight again. And then I cleared all of them, and that's how I finally got to fucking level 40.
Some of those trainers, like, will give you shit, too. Like, the only opportunity to get Silver Powder, which empowers bug Pokemon, is to, like, re-battle this trainer on Route, like, 119.
Oh.
And, like, steal it from his Beautifly.
Wow, okay.
Did either of you visit Slateport City on your many journeys? Or did you just skip that too?
I did, to do some nicknaming.
Okay.
I think I went and passed through just to see how everyone was getting on. But it was on my way to do my bits. I did not stay. I did not hang around.
Well, the market's open.
Oh.
Tell me more.
You can buy bricks.
Bricks? What? Bricks?
Bricks?
Yeah, there's a lady there who will sell... Well, there's a guy there who will sell you the hidden power TM, so you can make new bases.
The secret power is that one.
And then there's a lady there who'll just sell you bricks. Like red brick, gold brick, green brick.
For what purpose?
I think you put them in your secret base, but I don't know why.
It's some kind of decoration.
But it's just an option now. If you were looking to buy bricks in the game, this lady's your woman. She's got them.
Is it Lego, but they can't say Lego? Is it Tupelo?
Yeah, can you build little sets? That'd be fun.
No idea.
That would be lit. That would be so cool.
I didn't buy one. They were pretty pricey.
I know we touched on this with the trading card game miniseries of like how that should be a side quest where you can collect cards in one of the main games.
Oh, yeah.
But they have all these opportunities where they get close with like the secret base and like the room decorations in the previous generation, but they never do it well enough. Like, I don't have time to spend money on like bricks and chairs and shit. Like, they should make it so that it's a collection, like, that you get out in the world. Like, you have to talk to certain people. They should incentivize you to do things to get items rather than like paying money to have this thing in a base that like you can't even invite people over to it.
Right. My base kind of sucks too. It's just like a dank cave. It's like not nice, you know?
Yeah, I think mine is in a bush and there is one doll in there and that's it. It is not an inviting place to be. I would not like to be there.
Imagine how scary that would be if you're like just going along Route 104 and you like find a bush and you peek your head in and there's just like one doll sitting in like...
Oh my God.
One Trico doll.
There's like a clearing and one doll looking at you.
Oh my God.
That is the start of a horror movie, truly.
Yeah, then like, and a bunch of like ashen furniture that you make out of like Fall Arbor Town. So it's like a burned out like
sooty fucking chairs, like.
Oh God, yeah, creepy.
So I guess this is where our paths converged, because now we've all found our way back to Mauville, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Where we make our way east towards the next true leg of this game. So if you go north from Mauville, you go somewhere. If you go west from Mauville, you go back to like Wally's house. But the previous route to the east was locked to us because it is a water route and we didn't have surf. But now we do.
It's just a short little surf.
You make your way east. There's a bunch of fishermen. One of them will give you that good rod.
Oh, we finally got that good rod.
Yeah. And then
I love that good rod.
Some would say it's the best rod. Super rod, too full of itself. You want the good rod.
Yeah. Super rod's like too much rod, you know?
Yeah.
Good is good.
I'm good with good.
Like, super doesn't try. Good is like giving it its all, you know? That's really what it's about.
Absolutely, yeah. A for effort.
So this is a good training area. There's a bunch of grass full of like easy to crunch up linoons.
Yeah. The initial part where you come in on the beach is like pretty standard.
The other thing down here on Route 118 is the Berry Master's house. Did you guys visit the Berry Master's house?
Oh, yeah.
It was off to the east of Route 118. You go there and there's a bunch of tree plots and some unique looking berries. And you go inside and you discover that it's the Berry Master's house.
Yeah, there are some weird looking berries. I do remember that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of at the stage where I'm over it with the berries.
Oh.
I have enough money that I can buy some real full heals and shit. Like, I don't care anymore about this.
I have a berry story for you later, but I went on a berry journey in order to evolve a Pokemon. But
Ooh.
Oh.
Onward. Up Route 119.
As you start going north, you get the coolest grass we've seen. And we've seen some cool grass. Like, remember that grass in the national park?
Oh, yeah.
In Gold and Silver? Wow.
Divine.
It was like aloe vera.
But this time it's like grass that is up to the head of your sprite. And it starts pouring rain. The screen will flash lightning.
Yeah, that's cool.
You open up into this whole like jungle basically. And then you get like this bold music hits. There's no town as far as the eye can see. It's cool.
It is cool.
This is like my favorite route so far.
The other thing is you can't bike in this route because the grass is too tall. So you have to dismount and walk through the grass like a caveman.
There's some loser on a bike at the foot of Route 119 pacing back and forth on the bike, and he's like, I can't go in the grass because the bike. I'm like, ditch the bike.
Get off the bike, idiot.
Literally me standing there like, sounds like a personal problem. Yeah, don't know what you expect me to do about it. Get off your bike.
It's also just like, go to fucking bike route if you want to do biking. Like, there's a place for you.
Right, it's right over there.
Yeah.
There's like this mimic circle, which was weird and never addressed, of trainers who are like, we're part of the mimic circle.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the same type of trainer on like both sides of the tall grass. Never addressed.
Weird.
Huge cult energy. Like, there's something wildly amiss there, and I think we need to call someone about it.
Absolutely.
What do you think they're up to? Like, it just seems like one of those weird Pokemon things where it's like, it seemed like it was going to be a part of a bigger narrative that just then never gets dealt with and is abandoned. Yeah. It's like the unknown worms in the ruins.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is this?
Yeah, no, you trash them, and then like they're like, "Oh, can you keep moving because we want to copy you?" I'm like, "Oh, I have things to do, and I'd recommend you go do other things as well, other than this, you fucking weirdo in the grass."
Right. It's a weak cult. Like, what are you worshiping? What, mimicking people?
Are you worshiping me and my movements? Because if so, then I'm mildly flattered. But otherwise, I too still have questions and reservations.
If I'm the cult leader, then let's talk, but otherwise, I'm not interested.
You did like Route 119. Imagine just setting up shop there, just being a cult leader.
It's a beautiful route. I like and I do like the ranger trainer type. They're just like park rangers.
Yeah.
One of them, Pokemon Ranger Jackson, he had a little cutie Pokemon that I've referenced before in this season because I can't get it and I'm furious, and it's Breloom. And that's Joshy's sweetie.
What a cutie Breloom is. I instinctively paused to do the sweetie music.
That's great. I love we're working that in.
It's just like ingrained in my head. I suppose if at any point, Fionnuala, you have either a sweetie or an You Make Me Barf Pokemon that you noticed in this game, please do shout it out.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, you just trigger it.
Thank you for that, because my sweetie was also on this route, and it was my majestic queen of being a dinosaur and having bananas for a neck for some reason. Tropius. She is.
Oh, yeah.
She is an icon, she is a legend, and she is the moment. I love her so much. And just such a powerhouse of a Pokemon. She's one of those other ones where, like, again, I was trying to play that I didn't pick, like, the typical ones that I would. And Tropius is usually, like, always ends up in my, like, final party. So, like, leaving her behind upset me greatly. I kind of thought she might be Tanner's You Make Me Barf Pokemon this episode. So I'm glad she's not, because I would have been willing to fight her corner. Fiercely.
No, I think Tropius is cool. I didn't notice until you just said it that it does have bananas for a neck.
Yeah.
There's just no other way up to view it. There's bananas coming off of its chin.
I caught one, and the Pokédex says that children love to try to grab the fruit on its neck.
Yeah.
So it is fruit, and it's edible.
Oh, sorry. So like, this is an edible Pokemon, essentially.
Yeah.
The poor Tropius is just trying to live out their lives, do their bits in the grass, and they have these children just lunging for their necks, like, for the faintest taste of potassium. Like, fuck off.
It's little pukes, like, climbing its neck, trying to get the bananas. Ugh.
Tropius would kill them.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's a dinosaur.
It's a tank. It's also, like, it's got, like, 1 billion hit points. It's got huge defense.
Oh. Guess how tall it is?
68 feet.
10
It's
feet?
only 6 foot tall. Isn't that
What?
nice? It's just like a little, it's like a horse. Not even, it's like a pony-sized dinosaur.
Whoa, it's basically as tall as that grass at that point.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's cute. It makes me like it even more.
I was just about to say that 100% makes her like a million times sweeter.
I thought she was cute. I also noticed it, and it looks like it would be like a very strong Pokemon. So when I saw it, I was like, surely this must be A or S tier for my character, Minnie Max, who only will catch and use A and S tier, and was very surprised that it's not.
Oh, man.
It just seems like a big, powerful Pokemon.
It should be better, I think. I think it deserves it.
I would strongly agree.
Well, while we're here on Route 119, I want to tell you guys about a Pokemon that I saw called Feebas. And it was my first of 2 You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the week.
It's a doubleheader.
I talk about this a little bit later during the level check, but I did spend quite a while trying to catch a Feebas on one of the 6 water tiles on Route 119. It's a pretty ugly little Pokemon, but that's kind of the idea behind Feebas. So it's sort of cheating by picking Feebas as my You Make Me Barf Pokemon.
It's supposed to be a piece of shit that just like grows into a beautiful, enviable Pokemon.
Yep.
The ugly duckling Pokemon.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
Because it looks like a skeleton of a fish.
Yeah. And it's got a handle for some reason.
It's like a GameCube.
The one thing I will say is I feel like it's like particularly disgusting in this generation. I feel like Feebas like slightly glows up as the franchise progresses.
I'll say it slightly glows up. It glows up into melodic, a beautiful, majestic beauty.
But even as its like own thing, I feel like the sprite for this in this one is like the coloring and everything is violent. It looks like it has, like it looks very unwell, like that it needs medical attention. It's violence in its purest form.
Yeah, it looks all barfy, and it's got like sunken in eyes. Yeah, it looks sick.
It looks like, I feel like I just keep using Simpsons reference on this episode, but you know when Bart, it's like that he makes that frog thing, it's the Harry Potter parody, and the frog is like, every day I live in agony, and the frog is like puking on itself. There's huge energy from Feebas of this.
Yeah.
Fully.
Absolutely.
So finally, we make our way to the Weather Institute, which is just this big building in the middle of Route 119. It's the only thing out here. Mm-hmm. No real indication from talking to anyone what its purpose is.
It's just like where they just study weather patterns?
I guess, but like, it's a little suspicious that this is the only place in the game where it's been raining, and I thought maybe it was like, are they controlling the weather somehow?
Once you enter Weather Institute, it's empty in the front, but you go up to the second floor, and then there are Team Aqua or Team Magma people there.
Yes.
Who I think the implication is like, they must be working on technology that will allow you to control the weather and or can already do it. And like, that's something that, of course, a criminal syndicate would be interested in.
Yeah, so...
It's chemtrails.
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Magma and Aqua are here, and it's our jobs to bust them up and kick them out of the Weather Institute and save all these scientists who are there just to do good science.
Why is that child there?
The one in the beginning?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a bed. Like, what is that? Massively threw me off, because there's this extremely frightened child being like, I was asleep and I woke up, and then everyone went upstairs and there's a huge ruckus, and I'm like, where are your parents? Like, what is... well, I'm so concerned for your well-being. Like,
specifically the tiny child sprite.
Yeah, it's weird that the child's there. It's even weirder that it's like there's a bed there, and it's like, this is like an office building. Like, who's this child?
Yeah, they're experimenting on the child, right?
Oh
yeah.
No, don't say that.
I think so. Yeah.
It's like born of a science experiment, this child.
Yeah, it's like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
There's a big underground base where they're doing zombies.
Weather Institute is Umbrella Corporation, yeah.
You go upstairs, you battle, you bust up the Team Magma and Team Aqua grunts, and then a scientist gives you an awful, awful gift, which is my true You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the Week, Cast Form.
So for true You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the Week, the music is just even louder.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like memes, like they'll do the thing where the music's turned up so loud that it like gets very like crunchy.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
It's Cast Form.
Cast Form sucks.
Oh, What a gross Pokemon. Why did they give it testicles?
God, what's the point of this thing?
He is such a little prick. I hate him.
In its normal form, it's just got the 2 little testicles, or maybe they're bazongas. I can't tell. It's really hard to tell.
Little column A, little column B.
Could be a little, yeah. That's true. I think it's so gross looking, this little thing, and it seems like a sucky Pokemon, too.
I don't know anyone who's ever played the game who's been like, yeah, cast form, absolutely lit. Elite Four, watch your back.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like,
it changes type depending on the weather, is its shtick, right?
Yeah. It can be either fire, water, or ice based on if it's sunny, rainy, or snowy. Doesn't evolve, and I believe it still doesn't evolve. They'd never added evolutions.
Yeah.
Each version, by the way, I don't know if you're looking at like all the sprites, because I think I only saw the rainy one in this leg, but I'm looking at Bulbapedia now, and like each of these forms is fucking even more awful.
They all have some form of like orb, ball, testicle thing attached to it.
And even more.
Every iteration, like.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I don't like looking at it. I immediately boxed it.
Bad stats, pointless.
Never want to think about it again. And what a bad prize for saving your lives, scientists at the Weather Institute.
Multiple people's lives, and undoubtedly like years of research and technology that needs to be protected. And you're giving me this.
Well, like, Lord knows how many millions of Pokebucks were sunk into that science child.
Give me that.
Yeah,
Give me the child.
Let's take the child.
They're like, here's the cast form. You're like, oh no, I'll take the child. I'm like, okay. So you leave the Weather Institute. What a useless side quest, but whatever. And then you're immediately accosted by, in my case, Brendan. I don't know about you two. I don't know if anyone accosted you.
May accosted me.
Brendan did accost me. He did accost me, and I hate him. He's very smarmy.
Yeah.
I don't like that he's always checking in on me and being very condescending about how I'm training my Pokemon. Stay in your lane. Mind your own business.
Yeah.
I don't ask you.
They're always like, let me just see how your mon's going. Like, what's happening? And it's like,
let me just have a little look there. No, fuck off.
I've crushed you into dust every single time. If anyone is checking on anyone, it's me about you. Don't bother me. With your 3 Pokemon, by the way. At this
only had 3
stage
Pokemon,
of the game,
too.
3.
Yeah, also, like, extremely intrigued by, like, how many Pokemon you're catching, whatever, and you're there with your pissy 3, like, doing your dad absolutely no service with that empty Pokedex.
Birch is
What a
also
disgrace.
kind of a joke, so I'm not surprised that it runs in the family.
What a fraud.
It's from a long line of terrible Pokemon trainers. I crushed him.
Oh, yeah.
It was embarrassing.
I don't even remember I just don't care.
Yeah.
And then he gives you HMO2, which is Fly, but you can't really do much with it yet because you have to go to Fortree City to take on the gym leader there. Luckily, we were very close to Fortree City at this point.
Yeah.
There's also another cool thing on this route, which I was reminded because it's the last thing you encounter right before Fortree City, where there are these like ninja boy trainers.
Oh, yeah.
Who like hide behind like camouflage panels made to look like the woods or like the cliffside, and they'll like unfold it and come out and battle you. I like them.
I do like the Ninja Boy trainer. I think it's a cool idea. They also hide in the dust in the ashes in Fall Arbor Town. Like, they've got a bunch of disguises. It's cool.
Right.
I hate to think about their lung and air quality, to be quite honest, doing that, like...
Ooh.
I'd have my concerns.
Yeah.
It rotted me how often I was caught out by them. Like, I'd just be milling along on my bike, and it's obvious if you're paying any attention. And then it'd just be like the cool little music that comes with it, where it's like, yeah. And then they come out. And I was just like, rats.
Foiled again.
Very cool, though. I appreciate the effort.
I appreciate how much you're looking out for the respiratory health of everyone in this game, too.
Yeah, you're very concerned about child welfare, which we usually aren't, so that's a nice compliment.
Bringing in good energy. Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
So Fortree City, there's not much here. It's a very small town. It's like a bunch of tree houses with some like walkways between them, and then the gym is kind of in the middle of town, and you have to take the walkways to get there. But when you approach the gym, there's not much you can do because there's some kind of invisible force
Right.
that's keeping you from getting too close. So you need to do a little hunting around to figure out how to get past this invisible force in the way.
I wish they had done a little bit more with Fortree City. Like, I like the design a lot, like Ewok Village.
All I wanted to do was go across those bridges on my bike and just cause havoc.
God, yeah.
I could not. And I can't run across them. I was walking everywhere. Mildly irritating.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
So then you make your way east because you need to figure out, like, there's nothing to do in Fortree. So you keep moving on to Route 120. And then essentially, like, the first thing you come across is Steven. He's not really a rival. He's the head of Devon's son or lover. It's unclear.
Yeah.
He'll give you a Devon scope, which is the Silph scope. And Josh, this is our big bugbear in this game is who's the better corporation?
Yeah.
Silph or Devon? The joker in our back pocket for Silph has always been, well, at least Silph has the Silph scope, which lets you see ghosts.
Right.
Like 13 ghosts.
Yeah.
My argument would be, though, that Devon is sexy Steven. Steven is very alluring.
I think that's true.
In my opinion. And that gives them points for me.
Okay. Interesting.
Fionnuala's point is, I think, very valid. And I think if you extrapolate it as well, I mean, Tanner, how many minutes of the show have we dedicated to, like, waxing poetic about that fucking Devon Corporation HQ building?
Oh, right.
Devon Corp has a great aesthetic.
Yeah.
They've got, like, cool corporate samurai outfits.
Seems problematic to me.
They have, like, maybe a gay president, which is cool. Very progressive.
That is cool. Very progressive.
Progressive,
yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
He's taking a handsome young lover.
Right.
Steven.
So, I mean, Devon's scope versus the Silph scope is
I think Devon scope is better.
I think it is.
Because Devon scope lets you see ghosts, which we all encountered with Dust Skull. No, what's the thing called? The little ghost Pokemon on Route 120?
Shuppet.
No, I didn't come across a Shuppet. I came across a Duskull. Might be a game difference.
Oh, I think so.
I came across so many Shuppets.
I guess that is probably the Devon scope allows that. So it can see ghosts and invisible Kecleons. I hate that Kecleon, by the way. Don't like it.
I think it's kind of cute.
That brings me to my Who Make Me Barf Pokemon. It's Kecleon. Disgusting. I hate that sturdy little bastard. He's like, brings nothing to the table, copies your moves so it becomes your type, but doesn't make him, like, effective really against you. But then he also is, like, sturdy enough that it's really kind of, not that it's really hard to beat them, but, like, it's just, you just have to put in a bit of effort, more effort than I wanted to, and I just hate his stupid face.
At this point, like, we're all one-hitting essentially every wild Pokemon we come across because our Pokemon are too high-leveled, but, like, right. Kecleon does put up a bit more of a fight because of that chameleon power.
Yeah, and Kecleon is, like, the Pokemon that is hiding because it just cloaks with its surroundings. It's a chameleon, and that's what the Devon scope will reveal along with the ghosts. My trick was just, like, I had my new Lombre at that point, and he has Surf and Absorb. So I would use Surf, and then it becomes a water, and then I would use Absorb, and then it's super effective, and then it's dead.
Oh, smart.
Fuck that thing. It's got those dead, beady, like, Ditto eyes, and then just, like, a mess of a design.
No, it has absolutely no soul. Like, there is nothing beyond it other than just void in its heart and its mind. And I was delighted to crush every single one of them.
I think it's kind of cute.
I guess another pro in the Devon column is that it allows you to see this disgusting Pokemon that deserves to be crushed.
I'm willing to call it here, I think, on Devon v. Silph. I think Devon wins.
Yeah, I think so.
The shoes, the scope, the progressive gay boss, the young handsome lover.
Cool aesthetics.
Yeah, I just think Devon's got it.
I think we can give it to them for now. I guess we'll see what unfolds in the latter half of the game, but I think it's Devon for me. Fionnuala, what do you think? Where are you at?
I mean, I have to say, Steven is just so, even as a tiny cartoon man, he is just so charming. And I have to give it to him, even though corporations are inherently evil and capitalism is bad. I would for Stephen. I'd do it all.
Yeah.
I'd do it all.
A number of people last week, too, also came out in defense of how handsome they thought Wally was, I think, too.
No, fuck, no.
Yeah.
That weedy child. I'd have concerns about those people that expressed those thoughts out loud to you, to be honest.
He's got like a helpless, like, you know, it's one of those fixer projects. Like, you could turn Wally around.
Yeah, I was just, yeah. They believe they can change him, make him better. He's like big, soft, e-boy energy. No, absolutely not. Absolutely, no. No.
Between Steven, Wally, and this swimmer David we encountered earlier, there's just a lot of like handsome man energy in these games.
Hoenn, everybody takes better care of themselves because everyone's hoeing around.
Oh yeah,
it's the most fit of the regions so far.
It's like the Colorado of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So then Route 120, I will say very briefly that I had to do a lot of berry planting and harvesting this week because I needed to collect some awful little berry. Kelpsie berries.
Kelpsie.
So all three of us played ahead a little bit. We all managed to get to Lily Cove City, but we didn't do anything in Lily Cove other than like go to the move deleter.
Yeah, some of us need to delete moves.
I needed to find and harvest some of these Kelpsie berries because they're indigo berries. And indigo berries, when you use them to make Pokeblocks, increase beauty. And I needed to increase Phoebos's beauty in order to evolve it into a melodic, which we will talk about during the battle. But I wrote here, and I thought the pun was so good, I was just like, God, if these two don't laugh at this fucking pun.
Okay.
Here's what I wrote in our notes. Call me Pokémon Santo. Because I was doing big aggro on this route.
Yeah, all right.
I suppose that might not make a lot of sense to you, Fionnuala, because
that is completely lost on me.
Monsanto is like a giant agriculture chemical company here in America. Everyone hates them.
We love those.
They're totally like corrupt.
Okay.
They're like killing the planet.
Right.
Yeah, they're the one that's just like always being sued for some sort of like cancer related thing from their products.
Crime against humanity.
One of them.
So I was just doing a lot of berry planting. I planted probably like 100,000 Kelpsie berries and then harvested them all. And then the contest center in Lily Cove has 4-person tables, so you can make ultra strong Pokeblocks. And I managed to level up my Phoebos into a melodic.
Is that like the berry equivalent of just like plastic surgery or like Slim Fast for Phoebos or what? Like it's very grim. Like you're just shoving the.
It didn't like it.
Be gorgeous, you freak! Just shoving the blocks into.
Every time I fed him one of these indigo blocks, it said like Phoebos begrudgingly ate it, and I was just like, well,
that's like steroids. Yeah.
Phoebos had better get ready to begrudgingly eat 20 more.
Oh my god.
Eventually he stops.
That is very Minnie Max of you.
You feed it so many that it's like, Phoebos can't possibly eat any more Pokeblocks. Please stop. Look at what you're doing.
Oh my god.
But it didn't matter. By that point, it was beautiful enough to evolve into a melodic. So I just fed it a rare candy, and it evolved into a beautiful, sexy dragon, which we will talk about in the level check.
So sexy.
It is. It's too sexy.
Anything else on Route 120 of interest to either of you?
There's like a house that's near the end of it, and there's some guy standing outside of it, and he's like, oh, I thought that I could just, if we had enough Wingull, we could just lift ourselves up, and then we could fly that way, and then somebody told me about HM Fly.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go into the house, and it's 6 Wingulls flying around, and then this like crazy like bird woman who is just like loving all these Wingulls. That's it. It's like it's again like what why? Like he's gonna attach all these Wingulls to a lawn chair, and then they can fly somewhere, like up.
All I could think about was how bad that house probably smelled.
Oh, yeah,
like,
right.
I went in and I had the exact same reaction as you. I was like, okay, there's fuckloads of birds here. I'm going to talk to your one now, and she's going to make some reference to the fact that we are quite literally surrounded by birds and could possibly be attacked at any moment. And she's just like, says something completely unrelated. And I'm like, are you Are you seeing what I'm seeing, or have these birds just come to squat in your house? Do you need help, or
like, lady, this is a bird's nest. Like, you live with the birds. They don't live with you.
Yeah, this is not your house. Yeah, this is the bird's house.
She has chairs in her house that are made out of bird shit instead of ash.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, 100%.
All right, cool. Well, that's our leg of the journey this week. But we also did do some battling, didn't we?
We did.
We sure did.
Yesterday. We will cut to the audio in a moment, but the purpose of this battle was to determine not just who is the superior Pokemon podcast, Experience Share, a Pokemon podcast, or Bandwagons, a non-Pokemon podcast.
Although it is about sharing experiences when you think about it. There's a kindred spirit.
That's true.
There you go.
That's true. We'll cut to that audio now and then come back briefly to talk about it and to see all of you off, bug catchers. Throwing it over to you, Tanner from yesterday. Hello, bug catchers. It's Tanner. I'm about a week in the future editing this episode, and the audio you're about to hear, including the level check and our battles, is a little rough, but you can still hear everything. We just ran into some trouble because we were recording over Skype and Fionnuala's in Ireland, so bear with us for a little bit here. It's still totally listenable, just not quite up to the same quality as the rest of the episode, but I will see you again when we're done battling. Smell you later. So yeah, we're going to get down to business. I think the format we're going to do for this battle is introduce you, the bug catchers, to our teams, and then Josh and I will battle to kind of determine who the champion of Experience Share is. And then the champion of Experience Share will take on Fionnuala to figure out whether or not Experience Share or Bandwagons is the superior Pokemon podcast.
Oh, our track record is not good so far.
Your show's not even explicitly about Pokemon, so it would be pretty embarrassing if Bandwagons
it would. It really would.
The stakes are so high.
Josh,
sports, we assumed we had to lose. Their thing is competitive battling.
Yeah. Josh, I want to get into our teams a little bit and talk about our teams, because I'm assuming yours has evolved. What do you call it when something evolves into something worse?
I'd say there was some evolution, and there was probably a little bit of devolution as well.
Yeah. And Fionnuala, neither of us have any idea what you're working with, so let's do level check. Okay. Josh?
You want me to go? Open up this pit?
No, I don't care about your ugly team.
Oh, wow.
Fionnuala,
okay.
Tell me about your character and your Pokemon.
Okay, so I kind of went like basic bitch nicknaming my character because I forgot that it's supposed to be comedic and whatever. So I just went with my nickname at home, which is FJ. But I've built this persona around FJ as we are in Hoenn, and I would consider myself a Hoenn Ho. So I've also been watching a lot of TV because we're all in lockdown, obviously, blah, 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 not a buzz. So I named all of my Pokemon after male characters in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I started for the first time, and 30 Rock. And that's it. And they have no correlation otherwise.
I just want to point out that Josh's character's name has been Joshua for the last 2 seasons. So
yeah,
I'm a
basic. That's fair.
I'm a
that
basic
is fair.
Also. Buffy is a show that I have had a latent, dormant ambition to watch, but I have not done it.
I've never seen
it. If quarantine lasts long enough, I might do it.
I feel like you would love it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not that far into it, but it kind of coincided with starting to play this. I'm nearly finished 30 Rock, so I'm enjoy it.
I did that rewatch. Actually wrapped that earlier this year too.
All right, so all named after male characters exclusively from Buffy and 30 Rock.
Yes.
Okay. So who are we working with?
Heading it up, we've got my lovely Giles, who is a Skeptile. And he is level 40, and he is gorgeous, and I love him so much.
I love that one too.
He's just, I have such an affinity for grass types because I finished, the very first game I played, I finished with Chikorita, and I just always like gravitate towards them. But he's just so cool. Just like the tail and everything. He's just so good. He's the last evolution of Trico's one. Yeah,
and he's got like a stern, kind of like stern eyes. Wise.
Yeah, very wise.
Very respectful for you to choose the third starter that neither of us has too. I feel like this is a true rivalry now. I'm curious about the balls on his back, to be honest. I'm looking at pictures of him now, and I'm wondering what function those serve.
You're making me question them now as well, and you're making me look at him in a different light, and I don't appreciate it.
There are a lot of Pokemon that have mysterious balls just attached to them.
Orbs.
Grumpig had that problem. Stantler has that problem.
Yeah.
What? Why? You know?
I just feel like sometimes they get like a design down and they're like, this just looks like a lizard. And they're like, I don't know, toss some balls on there.
It's the default move.
Okay, so Giles.
And are there any moves?
Giles,
what kind of moves are you working with that you're excited about for Giles?
So, like, his moves are like not great at the minute. I'm looking for like a stronger grass one at the minute because we have Leaf Blade, which is fine.
Yeah.
What damage is that? It's like, it looks cool because it like wraps it's like a little like vortex of leaves and it like slashes them about whenever. So that's enjoyable, but like it's not. I feel like there's strength there that I'm missing that I don't have quite yet. But he did just learn Aerial Ace as well, which is flying and is proving to be very useful because it's also very speedy, so I can get in there quick.
I actually have Aerial Ace on my starter as well. I just
someone gave us Aerial Ace, right? Because I have it as well. And
I forget who.
Is it
TM.
the
TM as well?
Is it Gym Leader Gal? Flying Gym Leader Gal? Fortree?
Oh, Fortree.
I've already forgotten her name.
We always forget these fucking people's names.
I honestly, I barely have any recollection of even battling in Fortree. Like, what was the theme of the gym?
Winona.
Oh, birds.
Winona, yeah.
I loved that gym setup, but I never remember their names. They're forgettable.
Next Pokemon on your list.
I did what Tanner couldn't, and I got my Aaron evolved, and now he's a Laren. Or it's probably Laren, but Laren is much more fun to say. And he's called Spike, and he is also level 40. And I'm really annoyed that there was a 40 level cap for this, because if I'd gotten to 42, I could have had my Aggron, and I would have fucking smoked the 2E, but alas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad about abandoning the Aaron line, but I'm glad they'll be represented at least in this episode.
I'm keeping the memory alive. He's pretty good. I feel like he's probably my strongest. He has Iron Defense, which comes in very handy. And then obviously Iron Tail. And like, I love a classic dig. Very useful.
Yeah.
Get you out of a grind. Yeah, I love him. He's my fave. I can't wait for my big boy. My big boy Aggron.
He's kind of a cutie too. Looking at a picture of him, he's got like kind of a fun little look. He's got like a little beard, sort of.
The little like noise. Oh, the whole line is like chef's kiss, but like Aggron's little noise is fucking adorable. He is a big rock dog. Like, do you know that thing? Do you know in The Simpsons where Milhouse is on the beach and that thing comes up on the beach and he doesn't have his glasses and he pats it and it's like, nice doggy. That's what I imagine. This is me to him. I'm like, nice doggy. I love him.
Yeah, he's kind of like a little, like a stout, one of those stout dogs, like a bulldog or something. Yeah. Kind of squat.
Yes.
Looks very loyal.
Love him.
Who's next?
Next up, I have my Pelipper. I usually go. I see my thing for the team as well as I didn't want to go for Pokemon that I always like get, or that you know, like you have where you start a game again and you're like you always gravitate toward the same Pokemon. And I'd usually get a Tailo, but I was like this time I was like I'm gonna get a Wingull. So I did. He is now a Pelipper, and his name is Milton Green, who is Alec Baldwin's dad in 30 Rock.
The like pinko,
and he's like very liberal. Yeah, iconic. He started off kind of shit. As a Wingull, I kind of resented him, and now he's really coming to his own. Kind of a HM friend, but like I think the HMs are kind of like in terms of moves, I think they're good this gen. I'm open to being challenged on that, but he has Fly and he has Surf and he has Protect and he has Steel Wing, and he does his best.
I put Fly on my Crobat. I think it's a good option for this gen for flying moves.
Surf is just like the most viable water move in the game.
Always the best.
Yeah.
Like the best water move.
Because
I'll
Hydro
never get
Pump
tired of
is
that
too
animation,
risky.
like the wave.
Yeah, and Surf has a great animation in this one where it's just like a tsunami. I will say I'm editing the episode that comes out this Tuesday today, and we have a bit where we're shitting on Pelipper.
Oh no! Why?
Only because Tanner has this upsetting image he knew about of like a pelican putting its like mouth into its neck.
No,
So
like,
Pelipper itself
pelicans do this thing where they've got like this big, they got the big mouth, but they'll do this thing where they'll like put their thing down and their neck will come out through their mouth, and then like you can see their vertebrae in their neck like coming out through their mouth skin membrane. It's really gross.
It's really bad.
I really wish you didn't tell me that.
And that's what Pelipper does.
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't. He's a
Pelipper.
beautiful boy, and he would never do that in front of me.
I think they do it to like attract other pelicans.
No way.
I don't know why.
Who would find that attractive?
That's not sexy. Like, are you serious? Imagine going up to somebody and just like just releasing your spine to someone.
Who's next in the lineup?
I got my Gardevoir, and he is called Angel, because he is beautiful, similar to Angel and Buffy. Very aesthetic, very gorgeous. I just love that line. I don't know if you know, in Sword and Shield, they've made like a guy version, and his name is like Gallade, and he's like super like butch and whatever, and like, but I put this bad bitch in her cape and her skirt, and she's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Yeah. She's giving a look. Yeah.
I love her. She's serving it all. She's been surprisingly useful because I taught her Thunderbolt, which has proved to be very handy because I don't have any Thunder Pokemon in my team. Yeah. I usually do, but it just kind of happened that I didn't have one this time out. I usually go for like Electrike or whatever. So she's gotten me out of many a jam, and I appreciate her quite a lot.
She's great, and she's A tier, as I know.
That's another bad search to add to the list.
We've already been down that path. You have 2 more?
4?
Yeah, I got 2 more. I kind of hate my next one, so I won't spend too much time on him, but I figured I needed a fire type, and again, didn't want to go for what I'd usually go for. So I got Torkoal, and he is named Dr. Spachemi after the very dodgy doctor in 30 Rock. I would not want him with any health concerns, to be honest. But anyway, similar enough here. I don't trust my Torkoal at all, and I don't particularly like him, but does have some very good moves. Fire Blast, because I bought that in the department store in that city that we were just in, where they have the department store.
Yeah.
Did you go ahead a little bit to Lily Cove? I did that.
Oh, you got ahead. Sorry, fuck. I shouldn't say that.
We all went ahead. It's fine.
I needed to go there because the move deleter.
Mayor cheat.
Yeah.
We're all mayor cheats.
Oh yes, yeah.
I had to go to find berries. So
we're all mayor cheats here.
Okay, and then your final Pokemon.
My final Pokemon is Kenneth, and he is my Hariyama, and he I had him in the daycare to try and kind of level him up while I was like grinding with some other ones, and they taught him Smelling Salt, and I have no fucking idea what that move is, so this could be extremely interesting for me. And Focus Punch as well is one that I taught him, and it's such a bitch because he has to like charge, and then he can't be hit, because if he gets hit, then he can't punch.
Right.
And you've like wasted a turn essentially. So the power is there, but it's the execution he needs to work on. And of course he needs to work on it because it's not me picking the moves at all, and that has nothing to do with it. It's entirely on him. But yeah, I love him and his enormous hands.
Smelling Salt is kind of a rad move.
Yeah, it's cool. It's his signature move, I believe.
It does 60 damage.
Oh.
But then if the target is paralyzed, it'll do double damage, but it will cure the paralysis. So you got to paralyze him first and then hit him hard. But I like that.
That's a cool setup.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I would have a number of those Pokemon on my team if I had the ability. So
good looking team too, unlike Josh's, which we're going to hear about in a moment. But Josh, tell me about your disgusting little
Listen, I've been ragging on my team for the past 5 episodes.
Yeah, they're gross.
I'm starting to feel almost proud. I may be proud. We'll see how they perform, and then I'll decide if I'm proud.
It's like Stockholm Syndrome, man. Like, you're just, you're stuck with them, so you have to, like, do something to feel okay about it.
That's absolutely true. So our first one is Jack Irons, which is slacking now. Level 40.
Oh.
Back to being a truant.
Just last week, Joshua, slacking was my You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the week, and this is what you do with that information?
Yes. I'm running a psychological warfare game as well.
May I ask very quickly?
Yeah.
How are his Bazongas?
I don't love looking at them, but I am looking at the back of his head, which just looks like Homer Simpson's head, basically.
Right.
Like lounging on the couch kind of a thing. But I know what you're looking at, and I'm sorry that that's what you have to look at, but also you did this.
You're not sorry.
Yeah.
You're not sorry.
No, it's my fault, and I fall on the sword.
It's really Slacking's fault. I mean, it's really Pokemon Company's fault.
Yeah, they did this to all of us.
I
don't give Pokemon titties. Just don't give Pokemon titties.
It's just a bad move. We don't need it. If you ever need it, you go to DeviantArt and someone will have taken care of it, you know?
Yeah, you don't need to, Don't egg them on, Pokemon Company. Titties find a way.
I will say, though, the move set isn't really there yet, because I think a lot of its moves are going to be TMs if I keep them around, and then, like, later game level ups. But I will say, it's got Slash and Facade and Counter, and then Slack Off, and it's holding a Silk Scarf. So Facade and Slash are both powered up as their normal moves, and this thing's got, it's level 40, 152 attack power in this thing.
Jeez Louise.
Like, it's slacking off every other turn, but when it gets a hit in, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, not bad. Not looking forward to battling it, but
looking forward to looking at it either.
Yeah.
Then we have the classic Tony Kiedis Blaziken, finally, level 40.
I'm not a fan of this entire line, but I think Blaziken's the worst one.
I was just about to say Blaziken is disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah. It's got too much going on.
Day, Josh, when your Blaziken evolved into, or when your Combusken evolved into a Blaziken, and I said at the time that it looks like if Guy Fieri was a Pokemon. Like, it's sort of just got this, like, it looks like it's wearing like a silk shirt with flames on it. Like, it's just kind of got that vibe, you know?
Like a shitty, like, silk robe. And like I don't like it. Wig. It looks like a wig. It's a mess. Don't get me wrong. I think it's
human as well. Like, it's got a human stature.
It's way too close to being a human for me. Like, it's so, like, just teetering on the line that it makes me physically uncomfortable, to be quite honest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, any of the humanoids are trouble. Its moveset isn't totally there, but I think it's pretty good. It's double kick,
a lot of hedging,
bulk up, and blaze kick.
A lot of hedging on the movesets. Oh, the movesets aren't there yet. If I lose, it's not my fault. It's because the movesets aren't there.
The movesets get good. The other ones all have good movesets. One of them, which has a long story. So formerly, we had announced that Dwayne McKnight was my Trapinch. And I had to make a revision this week because I learned some Red Hot Chili Peppers lore. And as we all know, I'm naming my Pokemon after members of the Red Hot Chili Peppers in chronological order because it is a band that Tanner hates and he hates all my Pokemon.
Fionnuala, Red Hot Chili Peppers impact on Ireland. They big there?
Yeah. What's the read?
Oh, yeah. I would say, yeah. And especially among my age group and around, they played like one of the biggest stadiums over here. It would have been like earlier in the teenies or whatever the last fucking decade is called. And there was a period of time where everyone in my secondary school was obsessed with them. And if you weren't going to this concert, you were a fucking loser. I did not go because I respect myself.
I have the opposite opinion. If anyone goes to that concert, they're a loser in my mind. But I recognize also that my opinion on the Red Hot Chili Peppers is unique, and most of our listeners apparently fucking love them. So
It's been seeping back into me. I did listen to a couple of songs because I will be singing a tribute to a fallen band member. So Halil Slovak, you would remember, was Lombre.
Yeah.
And this new Dwayne McKnight is also Lombre, and I'm renaming my Trapinch, which is now a Vibrava, because I was corrected by a bug catcher on Twitter, Robin Cass, who said that Halil Slovak wasn't just a touring member. He was apparently one of the founding original members of Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he passed away in 1988 of a heroin overdose, R.I.P. And I bred a new Lombre using Hello Slovak and also my Shroomish, if you recall, my HM friend Keith Morris, because I wanted to get Leech Seed bred into this Pokemon. All of the
breeding is just so gross to me. You will never catch me at a Pokemon breeder.
Well,
ever.
You're never going to be a true Minnie Max without doing some of that breeding.
That's fine.
It was a fucking nightmare.
I'll take the hit.
I went through, I think, 30 or 40 Lotads, to get this one, because I not only needed Leech Seed, I also wanted the ability Rain Dish. My previous one had Swift Swim, and Rain Dish recovers a little HP every turn if it's raining. And later on, I will have Rain Dance, which I don't have yet. But because Hillel passed away and he was succeeded by Dwayne McKnight for guitar and backing vocals, and to all the Irish Red Hot Chili Peppers fans out there, I'm going to do a quick rendition here to send off Hello Slovak. I will be singing to the song so that I can hit all of the notes. I have done this song at karaoke, so
you're an artist.
All right, so it's a little ditty called Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And this is for Hello Slovak, the Lombre. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of Petalburg. Lonely as I am, together we cry.
No, I'm so curious. Okay.
I drive on his streets 'cause he's my companion. I walk through his hills 'cause he knows who I am. He sees my good deeds and he rain dishes me windy. Well, I never worry. Now that is a lie.
Are you done now, or?
I never wanna feel like I did that day, but take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day, but take me to the place I love.
Keychain.
Take me all the way. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace. Hello, Slovak.
Rest in petals.
Rest in petals.
I'm so curious, Josh. You started that anecdote by saying you're going to sing along with the song so you get all the notes right.
Yeah.
But
I got nervous. Larger audience than I usually have.
So now we've got, what's his name? Dustin.
Renamed Dwayne McKnight.
Dwayne McKnight.
Surf, Leech Seed, Absorb, and Thief, which will eventually, the last two will get replaced. This thing's bred for success, and I like Lombre now. Now I get it.
Cool. Are you excited for it to turn into that disgusting beast Ludicolo eventually?
I wish I had it now, but I think you get the Waterstone in our next adventure over in Lilycove.
Nice.
So I'm excited, yeah.
All right, who else?
Chad Smith, X-Cloud, finally.
Rad. I gotta say, I still don't like this line, but I respect the amount of time and effort you've put into it, and you've won me over with your enthusiasm about the line.
Thank you. I am passionate about it, and it evolves at level 40, so I finally got this thing just under the wire. I also spent a lot of time at the Mauville Game Corner finally, because I needed to revamp its moveset, and I needed to just throw money at that roulette. And I read that you could basically zone out and just keep hitting A and betting 3 coins every time. And then the chances just up until like the 7th round, you basically have a 50-50 chance of like hitting the jackpot and getting like 36 coins. So I just mashed away and like watched Sopranos, which is what we're going through in this house. And I ended up getting enough that I also just threw a bunch of money at it. But I got Ice Beam, I got Hyper Beam, I got Flamethrower, and I got Shockwave on this boy.
Jeez Louise, that's a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Christ alive.
That one is a total turnaround on that moveset. Then Vibrava, which is now renamed DH Peligro.
This is like, I get that this is a psychological warfare on me, and like it sucks cool. that I have to learn this much about the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but this is gonna like occupy a space in your mind for the rest of your life. Like, you are gonna know the Red Hot Chili Peppers full lineup, including like the people who left the band or like died tragically, for the rest of your life. And how does that feel?
He was on drums in 1988, and he was the drummer in Dead Kennedys as well. I don't feel great about it. The fact that I know what I just said.
Yeah.
And then I had to do a renaming situation so that like canonically Hillel Slovak actually died in the show now as well, and then he has a successor. So yeah, I don't love it, but this is the cards I was dealt, and this is how I live. So
okay.
Vibrava. I do love this thing. It doesn't evolve into Flygon, who I really love, until 45, unfortunately. But he's got Crunch, Dragon Breath, Feint Attack, and Rock Tomb.
Cool.
Can do some damage.
I love Flygon so much,
right?
And I'm furious that you got that line, because that's another one again. I'm straight to the desert, get my Trapinch, get going. But I was like, I'm not going to do it this time, because I always get Trapinch, and now I wish I fucking had him. Wish I didn't have such strong principles about playing this game. But Brava is kind of ugly though. But like it gets really rough in the middle of Vibrava, and then Flygon comes out, and you're like, she's beautiful and she's great.
Yeah.
Is that your whole team?
No, last one is Frusciante. Still don't know how to say it. Not going to look it up. John Frusciante, which is the Crobat.
Oh yeah, Crobat.
Level 40. So, man, into it. I really didn't think I was going to love it, but I do like this thing. Its speed is off the charts. It's like 137 on this fucking thing. And it's got some punch now, because after defeating Daddy, you can get Sludge Bomb TM36 back in Dewford Town. So I've got Confused Ray, I've got Fly, I've got Sludge Bomb, and I've got Bite. And I think it's going to be annoying.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Good lineup. Still not much to look at, but it sounds like you've got some talent, and you've got a lot of good move sets to work with heading into this battle.
What do you got, Tanner?
Let me tell you what I've got. Stanislaus, my Swampert, level 40. He's got a move combo that I'm interested in testing out against the both of you, where he's got Toxic, which is one of my favorite moves.
Oh, you can get the Toxic TM?
I didn't get that yet. I've got it. And he's also got Facade, which does extra damage against someone who is poisoned. So if I can get pop off a Toxic and then a Facade, I'm in good shape.
I'm good for my slacking.
Next up is Sephora, my Skarmory. She remains largely the same as last time. Her real big hits are Steel Wing and Air Cutter. And then I've got Aesop, my Ninjask. It's still doing well.
Okay.
Swords Dance. Ninjask, I will say, is not long for this world. I've got my eyes set on another delightful little bug Pokemon in the upcoming episodes. Ninjask is still there for now.
Okay.
And then we got Sheffield, my Magneton, who's got some pretty spicy little moves.
What's he got these days? Do you teach him Thunderbolt also?
No, he doesn't have Thunderbolt. He has Spark, which is not as good as Thunderbolt, but I fed Thunderbolt to my Gardevoir previously.
Okay.
Which didn't come in handy during our last battle, but he's got Sonic Boom.
That's the same as what Fionnuala did.
And then I've got St. John.
For our battle.
Hey, that Gardevoir when I was facing off last time was like my unreckoning, my reckoning.
I've got St. John, my Claydol, but
disgusting.
It's got Hyper Beam and it's got Psychic. I went and did some roulette rolling too and picked up Psychic for it. It's so expensive, but I think worth it. I also will say it's holding a Twisted Spoon.
You got a Twisted Spoon too.
I killed an unconscionable number of Abras back in Granite Cave trying to find a Twisted Spoon, and eventually got one.
What does the Twisted Spoon do?
It just amplifies Psychic.
I think it's a plus 5%, maybe plus 10% to Psychic moves.
Yeah. I also killed a bunch of Magnemites to get a magnet down in New Mauville. And then my last one is a new one because Gardevoir is gone.
And you had her for a long time.
For a very long time. She was like the third Pokemon I caught, but she's no more. So
Gardevoir.
That's good. I don't have a Chili Peppers song prepared. Gardevoir, R.I.P. Welcome to the team, Scylla, my melodic.
Oh, God.
Oh.
These are just a nightmare to deal with this.
Level 40 melodic. I went and I spent a ton of time hunting down a Phoebos in Route 119, and then a ton more time planting and harvesting some kind of indigo berry and making berry juices. Yeah, and then giving it to Phoebos so that it would becomes very beautiful. And then
it's a ugly little duckling kind of a thing.
But it turns into a beautiful melodic, which I have now, and it's got a few nice moves, including Refresh, which clears any impairments like paralysis or poisoning and stuff. And it's got Recover, which recovers a third of its HP.
And it's got a bunch. I think it's a special defense heavy and like HP heavy, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Ugh. The Phoebus thing, you can only capture it in like six squares or something.
Yeah, there's like a big stream in Route 119, and you have to go and fish 5 times on each spot until you catch it, and it took a while. Not as long as I think some people, but like I would say like an hour and a half, just sitting and fishing. I eventually got it. Thank you. I think it's time now, Joshua.
Yes.
Let's see who among us is the Pokemon champion. Last time it was me. This time we'll see. Your team has come quite a ways since then.
That was a joke last time. This is a real team.
Oh, the thrill.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, yes.
Dun, 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 dun,
all right.
Dun. Okay, this is it. We're both down to our last
one-on-one.
But Aesop is in pretty dire straits over here.
Oh my God.
And there he goes.
Yep, there we go.
Woo! What a match, Joshua.
Wow, down to 1 each.
But you have reclaimed your title as the king of experience share. All right, let's do it. Let's do a very quick debrief. Josh, you won.
I'm back, baby.
You're back.
Number 1 experience share player.
I had some pretty heavy hits, but you seem to have programmed some moves specifically to take care of some of my team. It came down to 1v1. It was Aesop the Ninjask versus Frusciante the Crobat. But Crobat took the day.
Yeah, Crobat I was trying to protect the entire time because he had only very specific uses, and a lot of your Pokemon have super effective moves against him.
Yeah.
Which is not ideal, but riding out a Ninjask versus Crobat is pretty ideal.
Yeah, I think
all your steel types are a problem.
The steel types are bad. If I hadn't lost my melodic to a random hit, I feel like she could have carried me a lot further, but it just comes down to experience. Experience versus talent, just like President Trump said. Josh.
What did I take it out with? Was that a slash? No, it was facade with the toxic on slacking came back to bite you in the ass. Because then he had a 140 damage facade running around.
It also occurs to me that I realized I don't understand how facade work. I thought it meant it does double damage against someone who is poisoned.
Oh, no, it's the user. Whatever the user's status is.
So that was my
So
mistake.
it's like your lash out, where you look like you're weak and you're injured, but then you just suddenly just like come out swinging.
So you're the champion experience share, but let's see if you can hold that title against Fionnuala and the Bandwagons podcast.
I
would love
incredibly
to
nervous. I need to not fuck up for my country. I feel like there's a lot more on the line than you realize.
It's like this is a World Cup.
All of Ireland too.
Yeah.
Could probably even take Europe into account. I think I've just sent you a challenge.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Oof.
I might be able to pull it off. Oh, late game rally? Oh, God. And I used to shit all over Lone Bray, too.
You still should. It's ugly.
It's ugly, but I'm excited about Ludicolo. I might just keep surfing.
Fuck!
It's going to keep working.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. That was miserable. Oh, fuck off with Leech Seed.
Oof.
No,
the Leech Seed is going to nickel and dime you.
But I think Slacking will come out and then the Leech Seed will kill you.
No!
Yeah.
Leech
Wow,
Seed.
down to one Pokemon again.
Wow. Tough battle.
What a close battle. All right, debrief. Josh,
I thought I was going to lose.
You took it home. One headlight with one Pokemon. Jack Irons.
Sticking with Slacking thing was good advice from bug catchers as well as Pokesports.
You remain the champion of experience share, and I hate to say it, the champion of bandwagons too.
I'll send you over all the passwords for our socials, and you just crack on with next week. I'm retired.
And the champion
I didn't
of
know
Ireland.
that was the reward.
Yeah, it's that, and as Tanner was just about to say, like, you have Irish citizenship if you want to come over, because I know things are not good in the States. So
I don't think we are technically allowed to come over. I think there's a travel ban. So
I'm like 50% Irish.
I mean,
my middle name is Irish, O'Connor. Maybe I can pull it off.
oh guys, yeah. Let's do an international European meetup when Corona's over.
we will
Sure.
see one another again around this time tomorrow, and we'll talk about this battle today.
Good
I will be on
games.
time tomorrow. I promise.
Okay, what you just heard was our battles. Josh, Respete.
Thank you.
For reclaiming your crown from me. I gave you a good run after Gym 4,
I'm back, baby.
but you're back. You've defeated me.
I needed to be crushed, I think, in order to get my life together.
You're a great Pokemon trainer. You're a terrible host because you also defeated our guest.
I'm sorry, Fionnuala.
I mean, like, maybe I let you win because I didn't want to rock up like this random Irish girl just making a show of the two of you, you know. It was pretty close though. Like, I really thought I had it and I was ready to revel in my glory.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I now have to hand over the key to Ireland and the key to Bandwagons now to Josh. It was
you.
a valiant fight. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did think you were going to get that one. I mean, both were close, but especially when I think I was down like 3 Pokemon and you still had like 6 and a couple of them were damaged, but I was like, oh, this is it.
It's your sneaky little Crobat. Your Crobat took both of us out.
Yeah, that Crobat like is just so unassuming and then will unapologetically fuck up your life.
Yeah.
It's frustrating to say the least.
You don't want to take it seriously, and then it's just like, oh no.
Yeah.
I can't. Nothing I have works against this thing.
I've been impressed by it.
This is the thing. I'm looking at its stupid cartoon face being like, pile of piss, I am going to ruin you. And then I was dushed. But I mean, we got down to our last Pokemon each, so I'm proud of my efforts.
It should be, yes.
Fionnuala, I hope you keep playing, and I hope that we are able to challenge you again when this game is over in just a couple gyms. We're not far off from the end of Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah. And we're going to fly through it because we're, once again, over-leveled.
And we have Fly.
Everybody is down in, like, the low 30s, and we're running around at level 40.
This has been Experience Share, a Pokemon podcast. As always, I am Carvana, aka Tanner Greenring, and I'm joined as always by Hariyamash, aka Josh Fjellstead, and our guest, Lynula, aka Fionnuala Jones from Bandwagons. Fionnuala, where can people find Bandwagons? What is Bandwagons? Tell us all about you and your show.
Lay it on us.
Bandwagons is a podcast that talks about the things that other people are talking about. So Bandwagons that people are getting on, trending topics. It's myself and my co-host, Breed Brown. And yeah, there's a lot of variety there for people. We do a lot of pop culture stuff, but we also covered Pride and the history behind that. And we did stuff on food sustainability, but we also do a lot of reality TV. So yeah, I think there's kind of something for everyone there. I'd love to extend the invitation to you to record an episode on Pokemon, perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
Because Pokemon... Pokemon is such a bandwagon.
Yeah, especially now.
You've been begrudgingly dragged onto this bandwagon, so it would be great to get your perspective on it.
Yeah, for sure.
I threw him on the back. Oh, I was just flying forward on the Pokemon bandwagon, and I just scooped him up.
Yeah.
Dragging him along for the ride. Yeah, so we're Bandwagons Podcast on all socials, and wherever you want to listen to us, you will find us, and hopefully you'll enjoy.
Yeah, it's been very enjoyable for me. I was actually just listening to the Schitt's Creek episode because I've talked about that on this show. I'm a shithead, love it, and I was pleased to hear that you both had a good time with that show as well.
That makes me feel so warm and nice. Yeah, that was Breed fully got me into that. She's obsessed. So
I know it hasn't been on the air for about 20 years, but would you guys ever consider doing the OC?
Oh my God. I would love to come on for that.
Because I think Josh...
Absolutely, yeah.
Josh probably got a lot of people into it. It's a new bandwagon.
Yeah, but I remember, especially in Ireland, it was, again, like such a thing because one of the stations got it over here, and especially the first series, there was mad hype around it. So definitely, yeah, keep the diaries free, and we'll be on.
It's one of the shows that I noticed in the quarantine time. Everybody was just like rewatching the OC. It was one of those ones up with like I think The Sopranos, which I'm doing, where it was just like, oh, everybody got this memo. Like, we're all doing this.
Your impact.
Yeah.
We're also happy to come on and talk about the Red Hot Chili Peppers bandwagon, whatever you guys think is best.
Yeah, let's go on and do bandwagons for Red Hot Chili Peppers and make Tanner listen to all their albums.
Ugh, I would hate that.
I'm obsessed with that idea. Very obsessed.
All right, bug catchers, thank you for joining us this week. We will be back next week to journey to Lily Cove.
City. Oh, yeah.
Lily Cove.
Well, also Moss Deep.
Oh, is there no gym in Lily Cove?
No. The gym is in Moss Deep, and it will be our first experience with a double gym leader, Tate and Liza.
Ooh.
For the Mind Badge.
Can we team up to take them on, or?
They have to allow that. I mean, that's only fair.
That's my dream. All right, we will see you next week, bug catchers. Josh, I will see you next week. Fionnuala, I will see you some other time.
On the internet?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening, bug catchers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tanner, for just being you.
Hey, no problem.
And smell you later.